Hi there. Before we begin, I just want to upfront say I'm sorry you're in this position. I can tell you over the last 23 years, I've sat opposite numerous folks who find themselves in the same place you are now, a few months behind on their mortgage and not quite sure what the next right step is. This is an opportunity for you to find out from me exactly what your options are under Utah law and when you can take advantage of those different options. Now, there is something that's very important, and I'm just going to be pretty direct. What I find is most folks who are behind on their mortgage have unrealistic hope. They put their heads in the sand and they just hope the problem will go away. And as they do that, time passes. As time passes, their options become more limited. If you're able to schedule a call with me and we can get ahead of the game, we can sometimes find a very quick and easy solution that isn't very difficult. However, the longer we wait, the fewer solutions we have under the way foreclosures happen in the state of Utah. So first of all, your first option is potentially just to bring your payments current. So if the problem that got you behind is short term, sometimes if you've got equity in the property or you and I can have a brainstorming session, we can come up with a solution that gets you a few $1,000s, that brings the home current, and then you're back to the races. Sometimes that's not possible, so then we have to talk to your lender, your loan servicer, about a loan modification. There is something called a request for mortgage assistance application, and I can help you fill that out. It can be quite overwhelming. It's multiple pages, and you're so concerned you're going to fill out the wrong thing that then you don't do anything. So you can work directly with your lender to restructure your loan, to do a forbearance or some kind of modification. The other option is what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So if you know you're not going to be able to bring the mortgage current in the next few months, some lenders will allow you to sign the home back over to them. Now you can't just deed it over to them. There's a process that you have to go through, and it's usually not the best option for most homeowners, but it is an option. And usually the lender will allow you to do that if you've tried to sell the home and not been able to. The benefit to the lender is they get the home back in decent condition and you can exit with grace and move on to a rental somewhere else. Sometimes you owe more on the home than it's actually worth. I just helped a lady named Lisa who had bought a home a couple of years ago, and her home hadn't gone up much in value. She'd done 100% financing when she purchased it, and now she found herself in a situation where she had to move and couldn't afford the payments. So we were able to negotiate with her lender to let her off the hook so that she didn't have to pay any of those back payments, and she could sell the home for what she could get for it, not what she owed for it. Now you ask yourself, why would the lender allow that? Well, they know they're going to get more on a short sale than they ever would auctioning the home off on the county steps, because the guys who buy the homes at the county auction usually lowball. They offer very little for those homes, and even if the lender were to get it back and not sell it at auction, they're going to then have a foreclosure that they're selling, and because of the stigma attached to a foreclosure, they get a lot less than if they did a short sale. The other thing is, if you have left it too long, sometimes we can find what I call an angel investor, someone who will step in and just buy the home from you at the last minute. So an angel investor will step in and buy the home from you. Now the downside is they usually want a good deal. So you can only do that typically if you've got some equity in the home, some wiggle room in your price. And then obviously, because the market has done so well over the last 15 years, you might find yourself in a situation where you can't make the payments, but you do have some equity in the home, and we can do a traditional sale. Now, there is a way that this traditional sale has to play out so that the potential buyers don't find out that you're in default. Because if they do, they're going to try and take advantage of that. So my job is, as a problem solver, to come up with a way for you to sell your home, maximize your equity, maximize your return, and not have the buyer find out that you're in a pickle. And so the sooner you call me, the better. I honestly think that is the best outcome typically, is that traditional sale. But even if you've left it too long and you're getting ugly letters from the bank and you've seen things like acceleration, notice of default, notice of trustee sale come your way, please give me a call. Let's have a 30-minute, maybe it's only a 20-minute private strategy session. My job is problem solving. You've got a problem. Let's see if we can fix it together. Thanks so much.